the psychology of people who love staying at home. In modern society, there is a strong emphasis on constant activity, going out, socializing, being visible. Because of this, people who prefer staying at home are often misunderstood. They are sometimes labeled as unmotivated, antisocial, or disconnected from the world. From a psychological perspective, however, this preference reveals something much deeper. Loving to stay at home is not a behavioral flaw. It is often the result of how an individual processes stimulation, emotion, and mental energy. To understand this, we first need to talk about energy regulation. In psychology, people differ in how they gain and lose mental energy. Some individuals feel energized by social interaction. Others feel mentally drained by it. People who love staying at home usually fall into the second group. This is commonly associated with introversion, but introversion is often misunderstood. Introversion does not mean social anxiety or lack of confidence. It simply means that the brain recovers energy through calm and low stimulation environments. For these individuals, home serves as a recovery space. It allows the nervous system to slow down. It reduces cognitive overload. After long periods of interaction, noise, or movement, the brain needs silence to reset. Home provides that silence. Another important psychological factor is sensory processing. Many people who prefer staying at home have higher sensitivity to external stimuli. Bright lights, loud environments, crowded spaces, and constant interruptions can overwhelm the brain. This is not a weakness. It is a neurological trait. At home, these individuals control their environment. They choose the lighting. They control sound. They regulate pace. This sense of control creates psychological safety, and safety is a key condition for mental relaxation. Research in psychology shows that predictable environments lower stress levels and reduce anxiety. This explains why home can feel not just comforting, but mentally restorative. There is also a strong link between staying at home and cognitive depth. People who enjoy spending time at home often prefer deep focus over constant stimulation. They engage in activities that require concentration and reflection. Reading, studying, creating, problem solving. Solitude allows the brain to enter a state of sustained attention. This state is essential for creativity, learning, and complex thinking. That is why many thinkers, researchers, artists, and developers do their best work alone, not because they reject the world, but because their minds function best without interruption. Another psychological trait commonly found in home-oriented individuals is emotional self-sufficiency. These people are less dependent on external validation. They do not need constant social feedback to feel secure or valued. Their emotional stability comes from internal sources rather than external approval. In psychology, this is known as an internal locus of control. It means satisfaction and meaning are guided by personal values, not by social pressure. Choosing to stay at home is often a conscious decision, not an avoidance behavior. It reflects awareness of personal needs and emotional limits. This leads to another important concept: boundaries. People who love staying at home tend to have a strong sense of emotional boundaries. They recognize when social interaction becomes mentally exhausting. They know when their capacity for stimulation has reached its limit. Staying at home in this context is an act of self-regulation. It is a way of preserving mental balance. Interestingly, many of these individuals are also highly empathetic. They absorb emotions easily. They are deeply affected by the moods and energy of others. Because of this, social environments can become emotionally overwhelming. Home allows emotional processing without external pressure. It provides space to reflect, reset, and regain clarity. It is also important to address a common misconception. staying at home does not mean inactivity. People who prefer home environments are often highly engaged in purposeful activities, learning new skills, building knowledge, improving themselves. These activities may not be socially visible, but they are psychologically meaningful. Psychology suggests that these individuals value depth over novelty. They prefer long-term satisfaction instead of short-term stimulation. Finally, there is a philosophical dimension to this preference. People who love staying at home often have a strong appreciation for simplicity. They are comfortable with stillness. They do not fear silence. In a society driven by constant motion, choosing calm is often misunderstood, but calm is not emptiness, it is clarity. From a psychological point of view, staying at home is not about avoiding life. It is about engaging with life in a way that aligns with the individual's cognitive and emotional design. For some people, fulfillment comes from movement and interaction. For others, it comes from stability and reflection. And for those who love staying at home, that space is not a retreat. It is where the mind functions at its best. Before we finish, take a moment to reflect. Sometimes understanding ourselves starts with accepting what truly brings us peace. And for many people, that peace begins at home. If this perspective helped you see human behavior in a new way, consider supporting the channel. Leaving a like helps this content reach others who value psychology and self-understanding. And following the channel ensures you don't miss future explorations into the human mind. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Take care of your mental space, and I'll see you in the next video